Recorded Books Incorporated presents an unabridged recording of The Stranglers by Loren D. Estleman, narrated by Richard Ferrone. This book, copyrighted 1984 by Loren D. Estleman, is recorded by permission of the Piechner Literary Agency. This performance is copyrighted 1991 by Recorded Books Incorporated. Centuries ago, in England, a method of hanging was developed whereby the victim was granted a more humane death, by way of a speedier fall from a greater height, resulting in a more quickly broken neck. The elevated scaffold with the trapdoor, as opposed to simply hoisting the condemned upward manually with the rope tossed over some protrusion serving as a crude pulley. Sometimes, in the western frontier days of America, such a scaffold would be built. Hangings were great social events in both England and America, a spectacle to be accompanied by fried chicken and beer. In the wild west of Montana, however, there was rarely time for such artifice. Justice was usually meted out with such swiftness that guilt was often unproven. The victims were either hauled up from the ground over some knotted tree limb or, if they were lucky, allowed to grace the back of a restless steed who was quickly encouraged to bolt from under his hapless rider. In either case, the cause of death was often a prolonged and painful strangulation instead of a broken neck. In The Stranglers, a group of outlaws delights in the slower methods of hanging. Not only is it quick and convenient to find a tree, but their victims of choice happen to be lawmen, and they take a sadistic relish in the spasmodic contortions of their professional counterparts' untimely death throes. Deputy Page Murdoch is out to unleash the wrath of justice on these ruffians and to avenge the deaths of a few good friends. He must strike swiftly and ruthlessly, or find himself in the noose. And now, The Stranglers.
Chapter 1. You hear some grotesque things about what happens to a man when he's hanged. How his face turns black, and his neck stretches to 3 feet, and he soils himself. And it's all true, except you never hear about the smell. The Indian detected it almost as early as the horses did, and turned in that direction in that way they have, as if his piebald were just 4 extra limbs.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?